What inspired you to make Roger Rabbit then?
Sure. I had published 3 science fiction novels and 100 short stories. Now, my creative goal was to always break through the envelope and always do something I'd never done before. So I was looking for some kind of a concept that I could use that would incorporate actually the 3 things that I love most: comic books, cartoons, and noir detective fiction. Mickey Spillane, Dashiell Hammett kind of stuff. So I was looking for a concept that I could use to incorporate those 3 elements. And I was having a hard time with it. Well, one Saturday, I was watching Saturday morning cartoons for research, as I told them, purely for research. And I was really fascinated with them, not because of the cartoons themselves, but because of the commercials. And I saw cartoon characters, the Trix Rabbit, Captain Crunch, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Tony the Tiger, cartoon characters talking to real kids, and nobody seemed to think that was on. And so I thought to myself, you know, what would happen if you had a world where cartoon characters were real? What kind of a world would that be? And so I spent a year just researching comic books and cartoons, not the history of them for sure, but really the conventions of them. What differentiates a cartoon from real life? How do what kinds of things do cartoon characters do that can't be done in real life? And I came up with a bunch of them. One of the ones that I used in the original novel, actually I used in all the novels, is the word balloon. In the first novel, the cartoon characters talk using word balloons. They're actually comic book characters. They talk using word balloons. So instead of talking to a cartoon character, you can put up a word balloon and you read it. And then I have fun playing with the word balloons. Like you can take that word balloon and snap it off and hit somebody with it. Or if you shoot somebody with a cartoon gun, it picks up a bang balloon and then it falls to the ground. And you can analyze the bang balloon and find out the caliber of the gun, track it back and see who got it. When somebody plays the piano, music comes out, and it's all cartoon word balloon music, and then you cut that into 8x10 sheets, and that's where sheet music comes from. So I had a lot of fun playing with cartoon and comic book conventions, and I put Eddie Valiant as the prototypical private eye. He is my noir fiction guy, and wrote the book. It took me another year to write the book.
All right, so now that we have the inspiration of Roger Rabbit, how were you able to take Roger Rabbit and make that into a book?
It took me a year to write it, and I had a contract with Doubleday at the time. This was my 4th book under the Doubleday contract. The first 3, I wrote the book. They published it. They gave me a contract for the 2nd. Then, I wrote the book. They gave me a contract for the 3rd. With that book, they gave me a contract for the 4th. This was my 4th book in that contract, and I saw no reason why they wouldn't publish it. So I sent it to my editor at Doubleday, and for the first time in my writing career ever, I got a reject, and that was Roger Rabbit. They rejected Roger Rabbit. And I called my editor, and I said, Sean, why are you rejecting this? This is clearly a sign of it. She said, I agree. She said, it's funny, it's wildly imaginative. Nothing like this has ever been done before. She said, it's so unusual that I had to take it to the marketing department. And the marketing department rejected it. So I called the guy that was in the marketing department. I said, Charlie, why did you reject this? He said, well, I thought it was really good, very funny, but there's no category for it in the bookstore shelves. He said, it's not an adult novel. It's not a mystery. It's not really fantasy. It's not really science fiction. There's no place we can put it. We can't sell this. I said, all right, what would you do if somebody brought you The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, or Gulliver's Travels? What would you do with those? He thought for a minute. He said, I couldn't sell those either. So, I went back to my agent. I said, Bill, I got the reject. what are you going to do? He believed in it. And he said, well, we're going to try selling it to other places. We'll keep trying because I believe in this book. So he started sending it out to other places. And he sent it out to various publishers once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times to different editors in the same publication. Along the way, he got 110 rejects. Roger Rabbit was rejected 110 times, which goes back to my don't give up. 110 times, always for the same reason. The marketing department, we can't sell this. No place for this on the bookstore shelves. Finally, it went to an editor at St. Martin's Press, a woman named Rebecca Martin, a relation of St. Martin. But Rebecca had just published a major bestseller for her. And so the president of St. Martin's gave her a vanity project. He said, for your next book that you edit, you can edit whatever book you want. Anything that you like, you can edit. So at that time, Roger Rabbit came across her desk. The editors love this book. They all love this book. So she said, this is it. This is the book I'm going to publish. So she took it to the president of the company and said, this is the book I'm going to publish. The president of the company read it, and he said, well, you can publish any book you want, but you can't publish this one. We're not going to publish this. So Rebecca stepped up to the plate and said, either publish it or I quit. And so they published it, albeit in very, very small quantities. If you can find one of the original St. Martin's hardcovers now on eBay, it's $350, $400. I wish I'd bought them all. I'd be driving around in a limo instead of taking the T. But they did publish it, and that's how it came to be a book.